Yo, what up YouTube? It's your boy Sidhu the Barber. Welcome back to another video. If you're new, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get into it. So if you're seeing this, that means it's been 1 year of my barber journey. A lot of ups, lots of downs, a roller coaster, and Cams and I thought it'd be a good idea to take a literal trip through memory lane and share some stories of things that I've overcome. Alright, so let's head out. Alright, so right now we're heading to the place where it all began. My boy's alley. We're gonna get him out. Hopefully he can give his perspective as to what it was like when I was starting. Huge respects to my boy Jobin, man. Like I essentially knew nothing about cutting hair, very little, aside from. Alright, like I was saying, we're headed to my buddy Jobin's alley. Again, huge respect to this guy for allowing me to cut his hair in the beginning when I had very little experience and all I knew was what Bossio, E. Jones, all these guys had taught me. Really quickly, for anyone that wants to cut hair, don't get discouraged because trust me, it's way easier just watching and thinking you can do it, but doing it is another thing, and you're supposed to be bad in the beginning. You're not gonna just watch something one time and then get it fully down and then just go do it. So you're never gonna knock it down the first time. In the beginning, I was pretty discouraged because even my own buddies, man, they would laugh at me and stuff because they'd be like, oh, I thought you've been studying, watching these videos or whatever. But yeah, watching and doing, two different things. So right now we're like a quarter of the way to the alley. It's a nice day, so we wanted to walk. We could have drove, obviously, but who cares, man? Nice day, beautiful weather in Calgary, Alberta, pretty rare. This is Crossing Park. I went to school here from grade 3 to grade 9. So we're taking a little detour right now because there's a bunch of kids and people playing ball. I could probably drop them all off. I'm just kidding, I can't say that, right? You know what's crazy and shit too? We used to like come play ball hockey here and stuff. And like sometimes the nets will be missing because they don't want people to play and stuff. But I guess they're here now. They like painted up all of the bench side. It used to have so much graffiti. It was literally no white there. But I mean, people are starting to graffiti it again. But when I was going to school here, it was all graffiti. You couldn't even see the white. Also at Crossing, the last day of school or near there would always be sports day. And I remember just kicking it here with my buddies. My birthday is kind of towards the last day of school too. So it'll be like the best thing ever for me. So a lot of you guys don't know, I actually was interested in cutting hair. I think I was 11th grade, it was Miss Dawn's chem class. I was never good at chem, I wasn't really good at science, but we got through it. So in chem class, instead of focusing, taking notes, studying, Jobin and I, my bro, who we're headed to, we would actually be watching E. Jones TV videos. He's kind of inactive nowadays, he still posts time like here and there, but I remember watching his videos in that class and getting yelled at. That's kind of when my interest peaked. But I never had like the guts to actually start cutting hair up until the 12th grade when I was like, yo, who cares, why not? I had this one buddy at the time and he was like, yo, I'll let you cut my hair. And so I tried it, I messed it up a couple times and then, you know, a couple people kind of laughed at me. This is why I really wish I never stopped cutting hair. So if anyone's watching this and, you know, maybe like they're trying to or they're starting and people are just laughing at them, let people laugh, man. You're not popping if you don't have any haters. You know what I mean? So I took a break for like a year and a half, 2 years. Real ones will know, before I was Sidhu the Barber, I was Sidhu Cuts. That's a throwback. I think I cut your hair for grad, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was like, obviously I think like, it's not too hard to perform. He gets like a number 2 on the side. But that was a cool experience. So we've reached there almost, it's just around the corner. But this is the beginning of the alley where I started cutting hair. So for everyone that thinks you need like a top studio or a top barbershop or someplace to cut hair, literally, you just start anywhere where there's space. Like we started in alleys, no one's property. We had a stool and a wireless clippers and we just got to it. So I started probably, I think it was when COVID was getting serious in Calgary. I mean, it was always serious, but to the point where like barbershops were shut down. And just when barbershops were getting shut down, he had come back from India maybe a month prior. And he's a guy that likes to get his hair cut pretty often, I would say. So he gave me the idea of cutting his hair. And I was super against it because I knew I wasn't capable of providing a quality haircut or went up to his standards anyways. But he's like, what's the worst that can happen? It's okay, I'll wear a hat. And that's how this alley was birthed.
Just the guy I was about to call.
Yeah, bro, come to the back alley. Open your garage.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. So we're like pretty much here where I started cutting his hair. He's gonna come on any second now, but I remember, because if you didn't know, which I didn't know the very first time I tried to cut hair, lighting is one of the most important things when you're cutting hair. And if you can tell, there's like a shadow here. So we would bring out the stool to like maybe right about here. And this is a pretty cool alley too, because not too many cars come. and we'd have the stool here, and I had like this one really randy blue cape and my wireless clippers, and literally it would be just that for like 2.5 hours because I was really slow. So the dawn finally came out like 20 minutes later. So this is a guy that I used to like fuck up his hair so much for like a year straight. Can't say that, right?
Why wouldn't you be able to?
So we used to have an extension wire coming out, and they used to be charging on this thing for like God knows how long. It used to be so funny because he used to have like a quarter of a haircut done, because again I did take like 3 hours. A quarter of a haircut done, sitting down, another quarter, sitting down, another quarter, sitting down. We'll actually put the clip up after, I think the very first time I cut his hair. It was such a bad haircut that we thought it was so sick, and then we had to go inside and just shave it all the way up, and there was no fade because it was like a Rocky Mountain fade, very inconsistent.
What was going through your head when you I mean, like obviously I got a haircut here before I left and all that, but then I was like there for a month. So in that whole month, man, I had to get at least one haircut, right? Because there's so many weddings and all that coming up. But so I went there and I'm like, yo, I just need a bald fade, right? I'm like, start off bald and kind of go up, right? Like a little high, like I usually get like blend it, right? Like I get a high fade. So then what they did was they took my hair till right here, and then they started going in this area, and I was like, oh man, you guys gotta stop, right? So then after that I came back, I'm like, yo, Barge, man, you want to become a barber? I'm like, yo, you got this, right? I'm like, I'm your dummy, you know, in a sense. And then after that it was great, man, because I'm like, yo, he can't fuck it up more than them, right? So it's pretty bad.
True story. That's literally, I remember when you called me on WhatsApp and like
I showed you.
You showed me. No, but one side was good. Like I was like, yo, like
decent, right?
I was like, yo, that's sick, right?
Yeah.
Because back then, like I was really bad. To me, even that was like, yo, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then he starts giggling. I'm like, yo, why is this guy laughing? He shows me the other side. We both just started dying, man.
It was so fucked up, man. And I had the weddings and all that. I was like, it's all saved in those movies now,
We
man.
gotta get those pictures, man. Those wedding pictures. But yeah, right now we're heading home. We got our chauffeur to drive us home because he's going to a barbecue. So we're just gonna continue the video at home. So Joe dropped us off a couple hours ago. Cams and I took that time to jot down some ideas for types of barbers, which is gonna be a hectic video. So if you're not already subscribed, stay tuned, notification bell. But right now we're in my backyard. This spot in particular has a very special place in my heart. So yeah, it was September time when my buddy Harmon came through, and this is way before the studio that I cut in now that you guys might see in my videos or Instagram. And I bought these from Costco. I got like 5-pack for 25 bucks. I thought it was a good deal. They're solar powered, so gathers energy from the sun or whatever, and then obviously it turns on. Hasn't turned on yet, but it was like September, kind of cold, hella dark. And I remember setting up my phone flashlight here. He was holding his phone flashlight. It was like pitch dark, man. And then like we had like this light which did practically nothing. It's just for aesthetic, I guess, so don't buy them. And it was crazy because he was sitting down here, my wireless clippers again, and I was cutting them up, and it was to the point where it got so dark you couldn't see anything anymore. So we did I did my fade off muscle memory and like parts that I could see, and asking him to like hold the flashlight here. You know, it was awkward, but we got through it. Then we went upstairs into my washroom. We took a look. I saw a couple of places that need to be replaced. So we came back here, refaded him up. He went up into the washroom, kind of washed his hair or whatever. And then I'm gonna insert a clip here. So if you can't tell, this is the exact spot where in the last clip where I was showcasing Harmon's haircut, the bed in the background, this used to be my room. But about 10 months ago, I made a decision to bet on myself for my career and just for the best, to just turn this whole place into a studio. Not all at once, obviously. I replaced the bed, number one thing, and then I got a chair in here and a bunch of stuff, but that was a step in the right direction for me. So obviously, as I started getting more clientele and getting booked more, I started getting more money in my pocket, which resulted in me upping my services and my equipment. The first thing that I upped was this barber chair. This is a nice one in my opinion. It reclines, it's comfortable, it does the job. The last one was kind of bad, all my OG clients know. And then I got a barber mat. This is super mandatory if you're on your feet a lot, because as barbers, we do stand a lot and you gotta take care of your health. Health is wealth. If you haven't seen my video where I show off, not show off, but where I talk about all of my setup, go check it out, link in the description. As I was saying, I upped my services too. I got a hot towel warmer, face massager, I got a wax machine, got a mini fridge too. So if you guys are parched and stuff, you wanna grab a drink, go for it. And my favorite investment of all was this. Like, it helped me so much more with organization. And as a barber, you want to be fast and efficient. And to be fast and efficient, you want to be organized. So this worked for me. If it doesn't, if it's too big for you, try looking at something smaller, but this was good for me. So the most exciting parts of my journey so far have been like the little things, if you think about it. Like for example, a few months ago when I decided to renovate, I got a bunch of my friends together and we painted the wall. It's not the best paint job. You can find a lot of errors in it, but it does the trick. We painted it bright white, so it'll help with the contrast when I'm taking pictures, the brightness, lighting super when you're cutting hair. These hooks, putting them in, super convenient, man. Shout out VR Cuts for sending them to me, I guess. Because when I'm fading and stuff, you know, it's like da-da-da-da fade. And then like, let's say I see a guideline or something, I want to do a lineup where only the trimmer can take it out. So I use that. It's just super efficient and convenient. And my favorite thing was when I got this TV mounted on the wall. My OG client still was like on a desk here, it took up a lot of space. But when I got this mounted, it's just, for me, I felt like I elevated my game to another level. So about a month after the renovations, I linked up with Cams, and I think it's about time that you guys meet the man behind the magic.
Yeah, I'm Cams. My actual name is Josh, but people just call me Cams now. The story was basically, it was over a year ago, it was last June, it was around the same time that you started cutting hair again. It was in this room pre-renovations, pre-everything. We were friends from high school, and then I was really into like video production. This was before Cams was actually a thing, and then we were just talking about like doing some video shoots for Instagram and stuff, like a little ad, little snippets of the different services. That's what happened. And that was June 2020. So all of 2020, we basically couldn't actually get together to shoot a video because this guy doesn't know how to hold a schedule, right?
Okay, that's
that's the real story. No, that's exactly what happened, right? So
this guy's a flop artist.
You know, sometimes maybe, right? But whatever. Finally, I think in March of this year, so March of 2021, that's around the same time that I made like a Cams Instagram page. Cams is the company that I'm trying to pursue. I'm trying to grow that. It stands for Calgary Arts and Media Services. Cams is the acronym, right? And it just kind of worked out and lined up because at the same time you started, like you wanted to make the YouTube channel, right?
Right.
Yeah, so, and then we met up and then the idea was I was just gonna shoot one video of a studio tour. And then I was gonna use that to like, you know, demonstrate to people that I can do video work of like different studio tours and stuff.
Like a jump start.
Like a jump start, exactly. I was gonna use it as a jump start. And I was like, of course, you know, if I was gonna do a video for free for anybody, it would have been this guy because he's a really nice guy. He's a really good looking guy. And then from there was actually one, you know, this sounds a little weird, but there was one specific night where we were hanging out in his bedroom, right?
Oh
yeah, whatever, it's what it was, right? And we were looking over one of those studio tours, which fun fact, we shot that like 6 times because we couldn't figure out how to shoot it properly. And there's actually a clip because this guy had the great idea of recording it. So we'll play that clip back right now. I definitely want to like help people and shit too. And yeah, just do dope shit, man. Like, and that's just a quick preview because the rest of it was pretty cringy. That's when we kind of decided that we would try with this YouTube thing. It wasn't really planned or anything. We just started doing weekly videos. You know, for me, I think like consistency is important, and he agrees with that.
Yeah. So you taught me that. It's true. It's working so far.
It's true.
Like,
well, yeah, I hope so, right? It's fun either way. So for like the last almost 2 months, we've been getting together once a week, usually Sundays for some reason, shooting a video. Sometimes we just edit it all in the same day, and it's been cool. And like right now, because of you know, it's been really fun. It's been a great experience, and especially grateful for all the support that we've been getting. We're like making the decision right now to really turn the key in the ignition with this YouTube channel and really push. And not that we weren't working hard before, but now we're gonna push even harder.
Double down.
Yeah, double down. And like there's a, you know, it's gonna be hot girl summer. That's what this is gonna be. So it's gonna be a great summer. So that's like the Cams aspect of the story. I'm gonna go.
Oh, all right. Okay. I wanted to take some time to reflect on my year because it's been a crazy year, you know, from the alley to the backyard to the studio, with like moving my bed out and stuff. That was also a crazy experience for me too, getting my bed out of here. That was like such a big step for me that I felt like, you know what I mean? Like really I had to really double down when I was doing that, to the point where like, okay, I'm not gonna sleep down anymore. It's gonna be a work setting. And I, you know, there was always an extra room upstairs, so I just transitioned there. But good year so far. I want to talk about some things that I want to accomplish by next year, and hopefully we can look back and reflect on this video next year. So a few goals that I have for this upcoming year, whether that be personal life or YouTube or barbering or whatever it may be. The biggest goal that I have is to obtain my barber's license. In the province that I'm in Alberta, it's like, I think it works like this: apprentice, license, red seal, master barber. I want to at least get my apprentice thing done and be a licensed barber by next year. I really want to focus more on doing more scissor work, more shear work, and just getting more comfortable with longer hair as opposed to only short hair. Short hair was a good start, but obviously I want to widen the tools in my arsenal and be able to do everything. So that's my main barbering goal for this upcoming year. I do think it's important for a barber to be licensed, because whatever you want to do, you want to do it to the maximum capacity that you can. And for a barber, even though I do believe you can't do one without the other, like how Bossio says as well. If you want to be a certified barber, get your license, but always be continuing and expanding your education. And if you learn everything by yourself, barber school can't hurt you either. So they go hand in hand, in my opinion. Something else that I really want to accomplish YouTube-wise is creating more content, more diverse content. Really, maybe growing the channel a little bit. But I think that'll come with just time and experience, just having fun, right? Another thing that Cams and I both want to do, this is a goal that both of us have, is to incorporate what we're doing on YouTube with traveling. Both of us are really introverted, but like really extroverted. It's weird, but we enjoy meeting new people, seeing new things. So to find a way to be able to travel and do YouTube and do it as one, that's just the ideal situation for us. So that's another thing we want to figure out by next year, and hopefully we can get it done. Those are a couple of my business related goals. I do have a couple of personal goals, one of which I really want to share with you guys, because I do think health is wealth. I want to get in shape. I want to start hitting the gym consistently. Not to the point where I'm like competing in those competitions where like the people are moving trucks or whatever, but just healthy and taking care of my body, because your body is like your temple, you know what I mean? So take care of it. Anyways, guys, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much if you made it to this point in the video. I rock with you. You guys are solid. I appreciate all the support. I love you guys. But those are my goals for the next year. And also that was a reflection of my first year in barbering. What an amazing industry. Every day I wake up and there's 24 hours in a day. And I know it sounds crazy, but 24 hours is not enough. And it's just a great industry. I can't wait to do more YouTube, barbering, so on and so forth. Follow Cams, like Cam stuff, subscribe to Cams, all that stuff. Links in the bio. My stuff's there too, so hit me up. Feel free to reach out to any one of us, really, if you have anything you want to talk about. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.